Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining me this morning. My name is Michael, and we are starting in a new book in the Old Testament, the book of Joshua. We just finished the book of Deuteronomy, which completes the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible. We are continuing, like I said, with Joshua. We're just at the introduction to it, so we haven't gotten into it at all. Just as a little bit of a introduction for it, the author of the book is Joshua. It was dated between 1400 and 1370 BC. So many years before Christ was here still. The authorship, basically, the book was composed by Joshua himself. To be sure, a few sections such as chapter 15, verses 13 through 17, Josh 24, 29 through 31 could not have been written by him. These were probably added by Eleazar, the priest, or by Phinehas, his son. But Joshua is specifically identified as the author of chapters 24, verses 1 through 26. And clearly the author was an eyewitness of many of the recorded events recorded. For example, 5:1 contains we in some messages, and 5:6 and us. It is also evident that the book was written not long after the events happened. The book describes the conquest and division of the land of Canaan, and it's also set against the background of the corrupt and brutal features of Canaanite religion, depicting clearly in the Ras Shamra tablets prostitution of both sexes, infant sacrifices, a religious syncretism, were some of the evils for which God commanded the Israelites to exterminate the inhabitants of Canaan. Much of the later spiritual declension in Israel was due to the fact that the Canaanites were not absolutely destroyed. As a result, which is something that God did command, when you go and you take them, completely destroy them. As a result, their religion was tolerated and frequently absorbed by the Israelites. The events of Joshua began with those of Deuteronomy, where those of Deuteronomy conclude. For a discussion of the time of the conquest, see the introduction to Exodus. Excuse me. Oh, another one. Oh, that's gross. Joshua the man, evidently born in Egypt. Joshua, whose name means Yahweh is salvation. See note on Numbers 13 through 16. May have served in Pharaoh's army. In any case, he was well qualified to command the Israelite forces against the Amalekites at Rephidim. Excuse me. He served as personal attendant to Moses during the year at Mount Sinai. As a representative of the tribe of Ephraim, he scouted the land of Canaan with the other 11 spies and with Caleb, opposed the majority report not to try to conquer the land. Before Moses' death, he was commissioned as successor and led the people in their conquest against Canaan. His outstanding qualities were faith, courage, obedience, and devotion to the law of God. Now, assuming the earlier date for Exodus from Egypt, the conquest of Canaan under Joshua took place around 1400 BC. The later date of the Exodus places the conquest of Canaan around 1240, a date more difficult to harmonize with the slight mention in the book of Joshua of the Philistines, who were strong in Palestine around 1200. The important emphasis of this book emphasizes the faithfulness of God to give Israel the land of Canaan, the importance of the written law of God, and the holiness of God in judging the sins of the Canaanites. I do not have a lot of time this morning, so I want to make sure to get that introduction done, and at least chapter 1, get the book started, and then we can dive back in, because I did wake up. It's like 20 minutes before I got to leave out the door, and I'm not even exactly all ready yet, so we'll just do chapter 1 this morning. I apologize for waking up later, but at least I woke up enough time to get this recording in. Sorry, excuse me, I need some coffee. I love my wife. And my wife knows that I love pistachios. Absolutely. I love pistachios. They're so good. Pistachio ice cream, pistachio butter, pistachios. And my beautiful wife got me pistachio creamer. It's the first time I've ever had anything with pistachio that I had not enjoyed. But she got it. I'm drinking it. Because it's better than nothing. Anyways, we'll go ahead and get started here. This is the book of Joshua, chapter 1. God commissions Joshua. After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, you and all this people, into the land that I am giving to them, to the people of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon I have given to you, just as I had promised to Moses, from the wilderness and this Lebanon, as far as the great river, the river Euphrates. All the land of the Hittites to the great sea toward the going down of the sun shall be your territory. No man shall be able to stand before you all the day of your life. Just as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not leave you or forsake you. Be strong and courageous, for you shall cause this people to inherit the land that I swore to their fathers to give them. Only be strong and very courageous. Be careful to do according to all the law that Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may have good success wherever you go. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened, and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. In verse 10, and Joshua commanded the officers of the people, pass through the midst of the camp and command the people, prepare your provisions, for within 3 days you are to pass over this Jordan to go and to take possession of the land that the Lord your God is giving you to possess. And to the Reubenites, to the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, Joshua said, remember the word that Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you, saying, the Lord your God is providing you a place of rest, and will give you this land. Your wives, your little ones, and your livestock shall remain in the land that Moses gave you beyond the Jordan. But all the men of valor among you shall pass over armed before your brothers and shall help them, until the Lord gives rest to your brothers as he is to you. And they also take possession of the land that the Lord your God is giving them. Then you shall return to the land of your possession and shall possess it, the land that Moses the servant of the Lord gave you beyond the Jordan toward the sunrise. And they answered Joshua, all that you have commanded us we will do, and wherever you send us we will go. Just as we obeyed Moses in all things, so we will obey you. Only may the Lord your God be with you, and as he was with Moses. Whoever rebels against your commandments and disobeys your words, whatever you command him, shall be put to death. Only be strong and courageous. So that is going to be our reading this morning. Not very long, but a great introduction to it. The Israelites are getting ready to prepare to go to war, take over the land that was promised to them from an evil nation doing horrible, horrific things in the name of false gods. Demons, I would prefer to say, but false gods that just do the most atrocious things. And this is why it was taken from them. If you really think about it, and this is what I believe, if they were good people searching for God, I think God would have announced himself to them. I think Israel would be somewhere else. But because of their evilness and their wicked ways, the Lord wanted to blot them out. And I'm sorry, but we're his creation. He created us, every single one of us. So when he wants to do something, we really got no say involved with it. It's just how it goes. He's God. Without him, we wouldn't even be here. So, other than that, again, do thank you very much for joining me. We will continue with chapter 2 tomorrow. I did actually skip over the keynotes. Do apologize about that. So, just to go over this a little bit, the death of Moses occurred around 1405 BC. Verse 1-2, Moses was forbidden to enter Palestine because of his unbelief in striking the rock for water. The Jordan, then at flood stage, would be difficult to cross in width ranging from 200 yards to 1 mile. The southern boundary of the land was the wilderness of Arabia, the northern Lebanon, the eastern the Euphrates River, and the western the Mediterranean. The land of the Hittites is usually understood to mean southern Syria, though this phrase is not found in this verse in the LXX nor in Deuteronomy. This was in the land promised to Abraham, though never yet permanently possessed by Israel, nor will it be until the millennium. The success of Joshua's mission would lie in his personal obedience to the law of God, meditate, to ponder, muse, involving half aloud reading and rereading of the word. Notice that the law was already written at this time and was held to be authoritative. Within 3 days, the mission of the spies apparently took place before this command to prepare was given. What is described in chapter 3, verse 2 may be the same as in 1:11, or may have followed it. Alright, so just as a little quick, those are the keynotes in regards to the one chapter that we just read. Fortunately, because we didn't read too much, should be able to remember it and make sense of it. Again, thank you very much. I love you all. I hope you have a blessed week. God bless you very much. I will see you all tomorrow, and have a wonderful day.